Okay, now we're going to add sound to our animation. Now there's two types of sounds we're going to add. One is the sound effects type sound, and the second one is the dialogue, which is kind of like the narration of the animation. So let's do the narration first. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here to File, Import, and Import to Library. And I'm going to pick up my narration and a wave crashing at beach sound effect. And I'm going to import both of those. You can see if I go to my library now, I've got these two sound effects in there, these two sounds in there. Okay, now in this narration is actually going to go in the playing frame, the first playing frame. All right, now I need to think about where I want to add this sound. Do I want this in the main timeline? Do I want this as part of one of the movie clips? And I think for this case, it would be better if it were part of one of the movie clips instead of actually part of the main stage. Because I want to be able to pause it, and that means I want to be able to pause it right in the middle of the narration. So to do that, I've got to put it in the water movie clip, because that's where my animation is. The wave motion movie clip, I guess. And then you can see it's as it goes along here. And I want this animation to begin right here. I'm going to add a layer, and I'm going to call this sound. Actually, I'm going to call it narration. That way it's a little more specific. I'm going to select that keyframe, go to the properties, and here where it says sound, I'm going to select my final project narration2.mp3, and you can see it's going along here. Now here is the important thing. Don't worry too much about effects. You can play around with effects if you want to fade things in and out and things like that. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna give this a fade in effect, and then I am going to do a stream effect, a stream sync. Event start and stop. They don't pause with the animation. You can't pause them or cause them to cease. They just play on until the sound finishes, and you don't want to do that. You want to be able to pause it and then restart it from where you paused it, and that's where the stream animation comes into play. The event, we'll use the event. Event is like if an event happens, the animation plays. The two most common used are event and stream, honestly. So as we can see as we go along here, you can hear my narration there. I'm going to play here. As air pushes waves on the surface, surface particles move with the wave. Okay. Now if I were to make that an event sound, as air pushes waves on the surface, you can see I stopped the timeline and it's still playing. Okay, so I'm going to want to make sure that's a stream. Oops. Yeah, stream. Okay, so let's test that. Okay, start. As air pushes waves on the surface, surface particles move with the wave, but in an see, it paused it. Fashion. So as air pushes waves on the surface, that's exactly. Oh, but we got a problem. It just repeated it. So we can see here. It says repeat, and we want to loop it. Repeat 0 times. There we go. We don't want to loop it. We just want to repeat it, but we don't want to have it repeat. So let's try that again. Make sure that worked. As air pushes waves on the surface, surface particles move with the wave, but in an orbital fashion. All right, I think we're good. Did not play again. Now, the quality was a little not great on that one. So to change the quality of your sound object, go to your library right here, double click on the sound, and it's going to bring up the sound properties. And you can see it's compression, MP3 compression. I'm going to, let's see, yeah, uncheck use imported MP3 quality. And I'm going to go from 16 kilobits a second. I'm going to go up to like 160. Because we're not really worried about size. You can see it's going to make it quite a bit bigger, but we're not really worried about size for this exercise. We're not putting this on the web for this project. But 128 kilobytes a second is still really good. Maybe I'll use that one. Quality, I'm going to go with best and update that. Okay. All right. Now the next one we're going to do is we're going to make the sound effects, the wave sound effects. And where that is, I don't want to do that in here. I want to do that in the actual wave, since that's the thing going to be making the sound. Let's go over to this wave here and get into this movie clip. And I want it to make the sound right about here. So I'm going to add a layer, call that sound. And I am going to I'll put it right here just to see. I'll add a keyframe there, blank keyframe, and I'll go to the properties panel, sound, wave crashing, effect none. I want this to be an event, and I don't want it to repeat either, so I'm going to put repeat 0, test it, press start.
As air pushes waves on the surface, surface particles move with the wave, but in an orbital fashion.
Oh, it sounds like a serious wave. So in that case, we would go here, and we'd go Effect, and we do a custom effect, and this little panel comes up, and we can just lower the volume a little bit on it. Let's take it down even more. Let's see. The loud sound effect. Let's close down my left channel here. It's a little bit better, like that. Okay, test that again. Start.
As air pushes waves on the surface, surface particles move with the wave, but in an orbital fashion.
It sounds a little bit better. Okay, and that's how you add a sound effect for a wave or any sound effect. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I think that basically goes over sound. Have a good time with it. Thanks. Bye.